From Gator Park on the campus of Santa Maria High School, it's time for high school baseball on the REV Game of the Week. My name is Jeff Porsche, and along with Mike Moeller, we welcome you to District 5 5A baseball between the Prairieville Hurricanes and the Santa Maria Gators. When we return, we'll talk about tonight's matchup and present Santa Maria Senior Night right here on the REV Game of the Week.
It all began in 1935, a new era in telecommunications, right here in Southeast Louisiana, born from the ambitions of several local families, with a clear vision and outlook focused on the future, connecting people across 10 parishes, one household at a time, powering an internet superhighway from the bayou to the river, built to deliver the speed and reliability every customer needs. We are REV, 90 years of building connections.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Technology, a modern blessing, but a curse when issues arise. Your business systems should enhance your operations, not complicate them. REV Business is your human touch in the digital world, with personal support and meaningful solutions to your real-world challenges. We are a local team who will do whatever it takes to keep you up and running for internet, hosted phone, and security. Experience the difference of working with REV Business. 90 years of connecting Louisiana.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Tonight, we're at Santa Maria, Gator Park for Prairieville at Santa Maria. I'm Jeff Porsche, and Mike Moeller is with us. This is Game 2 of the home-and-home district series between these two games. On Saturday, Mike, Prairieville won the first game.
Yeah, huge game, too. I mean, with a bunch of playoff implications between these last two teams. You know, this is Prairieville's – tonight is actually their last district game. They end up picking up the win Saturday against Santa Maria, scored a 3-2, scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, and held off the Gators in the top of the 7th to pick up a huge win.
Yeah, Prairieville got those 2 runs in the 6th, and the hero of that game was probably the catcher, Grant Gotro. He was 2 for 3 with a home run, a double, and an RBI. Dylan McClure got the win. Tucker Miller, the loss for Santa Maria, and Santa Maria will look to split the series here today on senior night at Gator Park. And this game doesn't have any implications in terms of district titles or anything like that. But this game, when we turn to the District 5 5A standings, it's going to have a big impact on the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, I think Santa Maria after Saturday now they've dropped to 23rd, I think, 22nd.
Yes.
And then Prairieville at 25. So both of them, I mean, this game is huge. Could catapult Prairieville, into at least that 24 spot that, get into the playoffs. And then if Santa Maria drops another one, then they could drop a little bit, further behind. They do have some games left, a couple more district games that, they can gain some more power points as well. So hopefully for us, being from Ascension Parish, both of them can find a way to get in.
Yeah, Dutchtown is going to make the playoffs. East Ascension could still make the playoffs, but they need a lot of help and some wins. I was talking to the Prairieville coaches, and what they told me was that realistically they have to win 3 out of their last 4 games to make it to the postseason, and that is doable. You have the game tonight against Santa Maria, and then you don't play the final series in district. So they're going to be playing Kenner Discovery, Hannon, and Catholic High Point Coupee. And so they were saying if they can get 3 of those wins, then they could probably have a chance of sneaking into the playoffs. But if you can win 1, then that will mean just 2 out of 3.
Right.
Now, a Santa Maria win, this is a must-win for them because they still have a district series, and that district series is with Denham Springs, and they're 21-9 overall, and they're having a great season. It's going to be harder to do that than Prairieville would do in those non-district matchups.
Yeah, and I mean, you can kind of look at it both ways, right? Santa Maria still has a chance. Denham Springs being such a quality team, if you can pick up a win, at least split with them, you're going to gain a lot of power points and kind of solidify your spot, in that playoff run, at least, in the top 24. But, I mean, for Prairieville, I kind of try to think about it. Is it good that they're done, or with district, because the district here is so strong. Yeah. Anytime you get a chance, wins don't. I mean, losses don't really hurt you that bad, but when you can pick up a win, that helps you a ton. So with Prairieville not having any left, they still have 3 games, but will they be able to pick up enough points as if they would beat somebody like Denham, like Santa Maria has remaining? And
kind of the way that the district works is that, not just that, but with the power points, if you get the win, you get 20 points for the victory, and then you get the points for the wins for your opponent. So a win against Denham, that would be 41 points, and that would be huge. Now, a win against Prairieville would only get to 36. That's not bad either, but that's kind of how that works. And so right now, even though Prairieville is in that 25 spot and Santa Maria is in the 22 spot, there's only about half a power point separating them. And so a win by Santa Maria tonight could keep them well ahead, probably get them about a point cushion from Prairieville. A win by Prairieville can jump them all the way up to like 20 or 21, and then you have some opportunities to beat some lower classification teams that have a few wins themselves.
Right, yeah, and then, I mean, the Family Christian, I'm looking at Santa Maria as well. The other game, other than their district play, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're a Class C school, but they are ranked number 1. Yeah. So, they could pick up some points there too. So maybe a split between Denham and a win against Family Christian will just, keep them right where they need to be.
And Prairieville played that Family Christian team about a week ago, and they got a win against them. So that's definitely a winnable game for Santa Maria coming up down the road. Now, when you look down here at home plate, you're going to see a couple of the Santa Maria coaches right there, and they already have the table set up. And the parents are going down the first baseline through the Prairieville dugout, and they're lining up out there down that baseline, and the senior players are going to come out through the Santa Maria dugout on the third base side. We are about to have the senior night ceremonies, and we're going to present that in its entirety. The public address announcer will present that to you, but this is a big senior class for Santa Maria. They've had a lot of success. They went to the state championship game earlier in their careers, and they've still had a couple of years. I think it was their freshman year when they made it to the state finals in Sulphur, and then they made it a couple of times deep into the playoffs as well. They were one win away from making it to Sulphur last year, so this has been a proud, successful group of seniors.
Yeah, good group of seniors right here, like you said. I mean, just a ton of winning under their belt. They come in, but like you said, they were freshmen. Probably not too many, if any of them were, made that trip to Sulphur for that state championship game and in the semifinals. But since then, obviously, good playoff push for everybody on the senior staff.
Yeah, and it's a busy night here at Santa Maria. You got the senior night. You had the freshman game. Before this game, the Santa Maria freshmen beat the Prairieville freshmen by a score of 6-4. I can see there's a softball game between Prairieville and Santa Maria over at the softball field, and I can see that score right now. And I think that's in the third inning, and it looks like the score is Santa Maria 14, Prairieville nothing. So I think they got a couple extra points to solidify that lead right there. Not a good night for Prairieville in softball, but good night for Santa Maria for sure as they're trying to get another district title. To see Coach Brandon Bravada, thumbs up, we're ready to go. So we're going to throw it to our public address announcer, and he's going to present the Santa Maria seniors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Duck Roost Diamond here at Gator Park for a district matchup between the visiting Prairieville Hurricanes and your Santa Maria Gators. Tonight, we're also going to celebrate senior night, where we have the honor, the commitment, hard work, and dedication of 12 senior baseball players, and thank them and their families for their contribution to the Gator baseball program. On behalf of Coach Brandon Bravada and the entire Santa Maria baseball coaching staff, thank you, seniors and parents, for an amazing 4 years. Our first senior, number 1, Jace Reddix. Jace is escorted by his dad, Brandon, his mom, Sabrina, brother, Caleb, and girlfriend, Haley. Jace is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 3-year letterman and member of the 2023 district championship team. His favorite sentimental moment was traveling to West Monroe's sophomore year, and he plans to attend Southeastern and major in business. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Jace Reddix. Our next senior is number 3, Easton Humphrey. Easton's escorted by his mom, Michelle, his dad, Tori, sister, Evan, girlfriend, Alexis, his aunt, Jill, and his cousin, Jaden, and his Grammy, Ruth Humphrey. Easton's a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 3-year letterman, and he was also a member of the 2023 district championship team. Easton's favorite sentimental moment is hitting a home run in his first game as a freshman. He plans to attend Belhaven University to play baseball and major in business. Ladies and gentlemen, number 3, Easton Humphrey. Our next senior is number 4, Braxton Topley. Braxton is escorted by his mom, Amanda, and his dad, Chase. Braxton is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 2-year letterman. His favorite sentimental baseball moment was sweeping EA this season. He plans to attend Southeastern to study radiology. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4, Braxton Topley. Our next senior is number 7, Rhett Martin. Rhett is being escorted by his mom, Cherie, dad, Barry, and his brother, Reagan, and girlfriend, Emma. Rhett is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 2-year letterman. His favorite baseball moment at Santa Monica is scoring a tying run last year against Dutchtown. He plans to attend Southeastern and study business. Ladies and gentlemen, number 7, Rhett Martin. Our next senior is number 13, Hayden Villar. Hayden is being escorted by his mom, Michelle, dad, Irwin, sister, Emily, Pawpaw, Leroy, stepmom, Brandy, and his girlfriend, Alexa. Hayden is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 2-year letterman. His favorite sentimental moment was winning the Sulphur Challenge his sophomore year. He plans to attend Southeastern and major in kinesiology and became a physical therapist. Ladies and gentlemen, number 13, Hayden Villar. Our next senior is number 14, Evan Williams. Evan is escorted by his mom, Angela, his dad, Tommy, his brother, Nathan. Evan is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 2-year letterman. His favorite sentimental moment was beating Portview last year. His plan after graduation is to attend LSU and major in engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, number 14, Evan Williams. Our next senior, number 20, Carr Viltner. Carr is being escorted by his mom, Jamie, dad, Dustin, and his girlfriend, Lola. Carr is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 2-year letterman. His favorite Santa Monica moment was sweeping EA. After graduation, Carr plans to attend Louisiana Tech and major in aviation. Ladies and gentlemen, number 20, Carr Viltner. Our next senior, number 22, Jace Moody. Jace is being escorted by his mom, Jacqueline, his brother, Kason, sister, Kinsley, Momo, Sandra, and his girlfriend, Kaylee, and his chosen family, Megan, Seth, Cooper, Camille, and Monroe. Jace is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 3-year letterman. He also earned second-team All-District honors in 2024. His favorite Santa Monica baseball moment was hitting a walk-off home run versus Central Catholic last season. He plans to attend Coastal Bend Community College in Texas to continue his baseball career, and he plans to study in the field of engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, number 22, Jace Moody. Our next senior, number 23, Nick Frederick. Nick is being escorted by his dad, Clay, and his mom, Kelly. Nick is a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 2-year letterman. Nick was second-team All-District pitcher last season. His favorite memory was Santa Monica sweeping Dutchtown in 2024. He plans to attend Louisiana Tech next year. Ladies and gentlemen, number 23, Nick Frederick. Our next senior, number 28, Connor Daw. Connor's being escorted by his mom, Chrissy, his dad, Chris, and his sister, Caitlin. Connor's a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 3-year letterman. He was also part of the 2023 District Championship team. His favorite Santa Monica moment was the game against Parkview last year. He plans to attend UL Lafayette and study chemical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, number 28, Connor Daw. Next up, number 31, Dakota Jarrow. Dakota's being escorted by his girlfriend, Bree, and her mom, Cassie. Dakota's a 3-year member of the baseball team and a 3-year letterman. He was part of the 2023 District Championship team. His favorite memories at Santa Monica are doing backflips before the games and riding the bus to away games with the boys. He plans to attend RPCC and study process technology. Ladies and gentlemen, number 31, Dakota Jarrow. And finally, our last senior, but certainly not the least, number 41, Bailey Stafford. Bailey's being escorted by his mom, Charlotte, his dad, Kyle, and his brother, Kobe. Bailey's a 4-year member of the baseball team and a 2-year letterman. His favorite Santa Monica moment was closing out the Black and Gold series with 3 strikeouts. He plans to be an electrician at a college to be determined. Ladies and gentlemen, number 41, Bailey Stafford. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get on our feet for your 2025 Santa Monica Baseball Seniors.
Always a bittersweet part of the year. And we guys ain't gonna be back next year.
The seniors have been introduced and acknowledged along with their parents and families. and a big senior class for the Santa Maria Gators, hoping to come away with a win on senior night. This is not their last home game, as they still have a home game against Denham in their next district series, and then they got a couple of other ones as well. But tonight is as good a night as any. It's a beautiful night here. Weather's perfect, 68 degrees. It's going to drop down to about the low 60s, maybe into the high 50s. Not a lot of wind here tonight. It was blowing out to right field, but it's just a beautiful night here for baseball, as we're going to get our full senior night photograph right now, it looks like.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better night. I mean, a lot of times you see these, they run into them. They try to plan them, to make sure they can get all this stuff in. And a lot of times you run in, the weather's kind of bad, maybe a little drizzle, rain or whatever, but there's not a cloud in the sky. The flags are pretty much straight down, not windy at all. Like you said, I mean, it's not humid, 64 degrees, cool, little jacket if you're not in the sun, but perfect night for baseball.
As you see the seniors getting ready for their senior photo, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll get to the introduction of the starting lineups for the Prairieville Hurricanes and the Santa Maria Gators. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
It all began in 1935, a new era in telecommunications, right here in southeast Louisiana. Born from the ambitions of several local families, with a clear vision and outlook focused on the future. Connecting people across 10 parishes, one household at a time. Powering an internet superhighway from the bayou to the river, built to deliver the speed and reliability every customer needs. We are REV, 90 years of building connections.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Technology, a modern blessing, but a curse when issues arise. Your business systems should enhance your operations, not complicate them. REV Business is your human touch in the digital world, with personal support and meaningful solutions to your real-world challenges. We are a local team who will do whatever it takes to keep you up and running for internet, hosted phone, and security. Experience the difference of working with REV Business. 90 years of connecting Louisiana.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Jeff Forrest and Mike Moeller with you from Gator Park. It's Prairieville and Santa Maria in a must-win for both teams, as this game will determine which team will likely make the playoffs and which team might have to stay home. There's a chance that both of them can make the playoffs, but the winner is going to be in much better shape. As you see, the home plate umpires and the coaches are getting ready to meet. I see Cade Cowan over there running to the huddle with his team right now. Now he's on his knee in the middle getting ready for the prayer. We're trying to get a shot of him. We might have to wait a minute for both of these coaches. But like I said already, both of these teams, you have Santa Maria 3-6 in district. Prairieville is 3-8 because they haven't had their bye yet, so this is their last district game. They're going to be the first team to finish their district schedule, with Santa Maria having 2 more against Denham Springs. Both teams have 16 wins on the season. Santa Maria is at 16-14. Prairieville is at 16-13, and I believe they're 22-25 in the power rankings. So this is going to be most likely a very competitive, very even game, probably a 1 or 2 run game, probably low scoring if any of the previous games is going to be the trend here tonight, I would think, right?
Yeah, and I mean, for both teams, they know this game's huge, right? Yeah. But you kind of got to just keep everything in perspective. Don't try to make it as bigger than it is. Try to stay within yourself, because a lot of times you'll see some players start to press. This game is do or die. We have to win this game, whatever. And then you kind of get yourself out of I don't want to say your comfort zone, but a little bit tougher to concentrate, and you're pressing just a little bit more. But I think for both teams, just kind of stay within themselves, do what they can do. You know, just try to relax and have fun and do what you're supposed to do and see what happens.
Got Cade Cowan right there. He is the visitor coach. He has had several matchups here at Gator Park, but this is his first one with the Prairieville Hurricanes. He was formerly with East Ascension. He's 97-123 overall, 16-13 at Prairieville.
Yeah, he's very familiar with Santa Maria and traveled here the last 7 years for sure. Just coming over here with a different colored jersey, different name on it. So, I mean, he knows, obviously he looks at senior night. It's packed here. You know, it's, I don't know, these two schools are super close to each other, right? So, you know, the crowds are going to be great. We talked about the weather. You look all the way down first base, third base, right here behind home plate. Packed house.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why they scheduled senior night for tonight, because, you know, you're going to get a big crowd, and there's several people in that dugout for Prairieville who were former Santa Maria Gators. The guy we were talking about earlier, Grant Gautreaux, who homered in the win against Prairieville, was a former Santa Maria Gator. So, you know, he was thrilled about that result last time, and now Coach Bravada is ready to get his revenge here tonight. You see him on the other side. He's the guy not as tall as Coach Cowan. There he is right there, the bearded one. As Bravada now in his 6th year, he's 140-59 overall, 32-17 in district, 10-7 in the playoffs. He's gotten this team to Sulphur and has gotten this team to the quarterfinals in the last 2 years.
Yeah, and he just knows how to win, right? I think he came from Berwick. They won a state champion over there. You see his overall record. He's been coaching for 11 years. He's got 245 wins and 123 losses. You know, so he was at Berwick before he came here and just continued the trend with just winning over here with some really, really exceptional teams.
Yeah, this season has not been up to his or Santa Maria's usual expectations, as usually they're very comfortably in the playoffs. We're used to broadcasting playoff games here at Gator Park. We've done that the last 2 seasons, as we had the series last year against Benton and the year before that when they played Parkway. They're probably going to be on the road if they make the playoffs this season, but Santa Maria, they're a proud program, and they're going to do whatever they can to make the postseason, and that run kind of begins tonight as we go to the public address announcer for the introduction of the lineups.
Santa Maria Gators. Start lineup for the Hurricanes. At second base, number 18, Jacob Easley. In center field, number 13, Luke Gisclair. At catcher, number 24, Grant Gautreaux. In left field, number 2, Ethan Pugh. At shortstop, number 3, Colton Morris. At first base, number 7, Kay Shroud. Pitching and DH, number 11, Maxwell Sanchez. At third base, number 8, Dylan McClure. In right field, number 16, Ashton Rivera. And now, the start lineup for your Santa Maria Gators. At second base, number 24, Cooper Topley. At shortstop, number 11, Landon Blanchard. At third base, number 8, Parker Guidry. In center field, number 3, Easton Humphrey. In right field, number 28, Connor Daw. At first base, number 22, Jace Moody. At DH, number 23, Nick Frederick. In left field, number 32, Annan Mie. Behind the plate, number 4, Braxton Topley. And your starting pitcher, number 20, Cole Billner. Your Gators led by head coach Brandon Bravada, associate head coach Jay Dykes, pitching coach Skylar Enlow, and infield coach Ryan Ricka. At this time, I'd like someone to please stand, remove your hat, for the playing of the national anthem.
And we are just about ready for baseball as the pitcher will go through his warm-ups. But while we go through that, I'll turn it over to Mike, and he'll give you the Prairieville batting order.
Leading off today for the Hurricanes, the second baseman Jacob Easley. Hitting second will be the center fielder Luke Gisclair. Hitting third, the catcher Grant Gotro. And batting cleanup is Ethan Pugh playing left field. Hitting fifth, the shortstop Colton Morris. Hitting sixth is the first baseman Cade Schramm. The pitcher, Maxwell Sanchez, will hit seventh. Third baseman Dylan McClure will hit eighth. And batting ninth is the right fielder, Ashton Rivera.
And they will face Carl Villeneuve for the Santa Maria Gators. And he is making his sixth start. He is 3-1 overall, 4.40 earned run average. He has walked 22 and struck out 16. And Mike, we saw him in the game against Dutchtown, and he was cruising, not giving up any runs through the first 4 innings. Then he had some control problems, gave up a couple of unearned runs in that 5-1 loss. Yeah,
and I mean, just looking at these numbers right here, he's going to have a little bit of traffic, but the batting average against is .235. So, like we saw in the Dutchtown game, got a couple base runners on, but worked his way out of it until he got into that 5th inning where, they kind of a couple of hiccups here and there, defensively, and those runs got cashed in.
And so he will try to get a district win here against Prairieville as they try to even up the season series with the Hurricanes. You're going to see 1, 2, and 3. Jacob Easley, Luke Gisclair, and Grant Gotro. First pitch, low, ball 1. Easley, in the Saturday appearance, had 1 hit and 2 at-bats.
Yeah, Jacob's solid this year, hitting .316. We saw him at Prairieville against East Ascension. Remember that extra inning game?
He was Mr. Clutch.
He was clutch. He had a runner on second base with an 0-2 count. Had seen both the fastball and the curveball from the East Ascension pitcher. Got one he liked. Poked it right up the middle to win that game for him.
355 on the season, and he is ahead in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Should get a pitch that he might like right here. We'll see what he does. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. So the count goes full. Just underway here at Gator Park. No score. Prairieville versus Santa Maria. And that is pushed right. Foul. Down the walkway. Count remains full. Fighting off a good pitch right there. Villeneuve ready. The pitch. Ball 4. A little high. So he hit the first base runner of the night, and that was something that we've noticed with Villeneuve. He can give up some base runners, and there's one right there. And Luke Gisclair will come to the plate 0 for 3 on Saturday.
Yeah, good at bat by Easley right there. I mean, we talked about, the last game we saw him, he take a couple strikes, but he is a leadoff hitter. He knows how to work that count. Took a couple close pitches right there, made Villeneuve throw 7 pitches to the leadoff hitter and drew a walk.
That's a good job by that leadoff hitter, and that is his 11th walk of the season. So he gets a walk about every other game. And there's one right there. And they're going to pop up the bunt attempt pretty close to where we are. And so now, all of a sudden, 0-2. Probably not going to try to move easily over right here. Villeneuve gets ahead to the number 2 hitter. Not much of a lead for Easley. 0-2. And that's popped up to the first baseman. Moody makes the play for the first out. And now we'll turn it over to Mike for the defensive starters for Santa Monica.
Defensively today for the Gators in the outfield from left to right, Andon Miette, Easton Humphrey, and Connor Darr. On the infield, third base, Parker Guidry, shortstop, Landon Blanchard, second base, Cooper Tomplay, and first base is Jace Moody. The battery today for the Gators on the bump, Carl Villeneuve, and behind the dish is Braxton Tomplay.
And at the plate is Grant Gautreaux, the hottest hitter for the Hurricanes, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. Good pitch right there. Gautreaux 2 for 3 with a run scored and a homer on Saturday. Homered and doubled. And he was swinging for the fences there, and it's 0-2. So Villeneuve, after walking the first batter, has thrown nothing but strikes. Short lead for Easley. And swing and a miss. Gets him on 3 pitches. Great sequence right there by Carl Villeneuve. And you get the second out of the inning. Now Ethan Pugh coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on Saturday with a run scored and an RBI. So you start off with the walk, then you get the pop-up and the strikeout. 2 outs here in the top of the first with a runner on first base. There's a pitch, and the runner's going, and the throw to second is there. 2-4 for the putout, and you get a 1-2-3 inning, even though you had the walk. No runs on, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. So we go to the bottom of the first as we see the replay. No score, and after the replay, good throw right there, Mike. We'll get to the starting lineup for the batting order for the Santa Monica Gators.
Yeah, offensively today for the Gators, leading off is going to be the second baseman, Cooper Tomplay. Hitting second is the shortstop, Landon Blanchard. Hitting third, Parker Guidry, playing third base. And batting cleanup is the center fielder, Easton Humphrey. The right fielder, Connor Darr, bats fifth. Jace Moody, the first baseman, bats sixth. Batting seventh is the designated hitter, Nick Frederick. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Andon Miette. And hitting ninth is the catcher, Braxton Tomplay.
And they're going to face a really good one for the Prairieville Hurricanes. A guy with a great earned run average and one of their best pitchers, if not their best pitcher, junior Maxwell Sanchez. And why don't you tell me a little bit about him?
Yeah, we haven't seen Maxwell. He's been playing in the field. We've seen a couple other pitchers for him so far. He comes in with a 1.51 ERA. He's got 51 innings pitched on the season. He comes in with a record of 3-2. He's only given up 37 hits in those 51 innings. He's got 61 strikeouts and 22 walks.
Yeah, he's been kind of a hard-luck pitcher, Mike. I've seen him a couple of times. He started Game 2 against Dutchtown, and he started Game 1 against East Ascension. And both of those games, he got a no decision. The game against Dutchtown was the 11-inning game that they wound up losing, and then the game against East Ascension was the 9-inning game that they wound up losing. So he's had a lot of hard luck on the mound, but he's been probably their most consistent pitcher of the season.
Yeah, even if you don't see him pitch, you can look at these numbers. I mean, the opposing hitters are only hitting 197. You know, he's only given up those 37 hits in 51. He doesn't have a lot of base runners.
Yeah, he's a fast worker, too. You see he's already ready. And first pitch is outside to the leadoff hitter, Cooper Tomplay. 1, 2, 3. Tomplay and Blanchard and Guidry up for the Gators. There's a strike. This guy is always in a hurry on the mound. He just comes straight to you. One of the fastest workers you'll see in high school baseball. Misses high. 2-1.
Defenders probably love that. Keeps them on their toes.
Yeah. And gets the first pitch popped up to the second baseman. Easily makes the play for the first out. And Mike, now you can give us the defensive starters for the Hurricanes.
Defensively today for the Hurricanes in the outfield from left to right, Ethan Pugh, Luke Gisclair, and Ashton Rivera. On the infield's third base, Dylan McClure. Shortstops, Colton Morris. Second base, Jacob Beasley. At first base, Cade Schramm. And the battery today for the Hurricanes doing the catching, Grant Gotro. And on the mound, Maxwell Sanchez.
And working in a hurry to Landon Blanchard. I wonder if it's part because every time he pitches, it seems like he's going into extra innings. So he still wants to get done a little bit early here tonight. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 to Landon Blanchard. 253 on the season. And chops that one foul. Blanchard was 1 for 3, and he walked in the loss Saturday to Prairieville. Steps away for just a second. Now he's ready. 1-2 is the count. Tried to get that outside corner, just missed. Count even, 2-2. Way out. 3-2 to the number 2 hitter.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to get on that one just a little bit. Got a little quick.
And he misses in that same spot again. So he walks. First base runner of the day for the Gators with 1 out. That's going to bring up Parker Guidry, who was 0 for 3 on Saturday, playing third base today for the Gators. Now working out of the stretch. Not a huge lead at first. Tries the breaking ball, misses high.
Guidry having a super solid year coming in, hitting .377, couple doubles.
Yeah, he and the number 4 hitter, Humphrey, lead the Gators in most offensive categories. He's got a foul tip to the catcher, Gotro. Evens the count, 1-1. We're in the bottom of the first. Still no score. Prairieville versus the Gators. Go back to first. Just a little short throw to keep him honest. Still not a huge lead. This is high. He's been missing high often here tonight so far.
Yeah, you know, that first inning, just trying to find your groove, try to settle in here. Kind of missing upstairs. Well, a couple of those pitches. Just needs to take a deep breath, slow it down.
Yeah, he slowed that one down a lot.
Pulled the string on that one.
Evens the count at 2-2. 1 out. Number 3 hitter at the plate. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And struck him out. Gotro was able to hold on to that. And you have 2 down.
Number 3, Easton Humphrey.
Missing high, Mike, but he went
Yeah,
low for
that was a really good. I mean, if you're trying to miss high, it's a perfect sequence, right? Because you're changing your eye level. It's just so hard to adjust to both of those locations for a hitter.
Now you have Humphrey, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI on Saturday. Tries to drop one, maybe catch McClure down the third baseline, who was kind of in the dirt. He was kind of flat-footed right there. If he would have been able to lay it down that direction, he would probably reach the base. Now you got the element of surprise taken away. McClure is going to be in the grass.
He's playing in now, which isn't bad. I mean, draw him in and maybe try to slap something by him.
A little cat and mouse game. Sanchez steps off. Blanchard goes back to first. And Burrow back to first. Easily back. Wind is blowing out toward right center, but not very much. The Louisiana and the Sandmore flag are flying, but the U.S. flag is not, as there's a bouncer to first, and Schramm will take one step and make the third out. So no runs on no hits, no errors, one left, and after one it's no score. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Haley Leindecker with Action Therapy and Wellness in Gonzales, and I'm here to show you some of the services we offer to help get you out of pain and back in action. Dry needling involves inserting thin, sterile needles into trigger points within muscles to release tension, reduce pain, and improve movement. It's highly effective for muscle tightness, chronic pain, and headaches. Joint manipulation. By applying a quick, controlled force to a joint, we can restore mobility, reduce stiffness, and relieve pain. Cupping therapy uses suction cups to increase blood flow, reduce muscle tension, and promote healing. With instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization, we apply targeted pressure to break down scar tissue and speed up recovery. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Quick first inning, no score between Prairieville and Sanamaw. And you'll have 4, 5, and 6, Pugh, Morris, and Schramm to face Villeneuve. Here comes the first pitch. Pugh will take a strike swinging, as Pugh is at the plate at the end of the first inning, but Easley was thrown out trying to steal second, so he comes back. And he hits one to short. Good scoop by the third baseman. Guidry to move 5-3 for the first out.
Well, that looks smooth right there, huh?
Yep.
Kind of charged that ball, caught it right in the gut, set his feet. And I love to watch those third basemen when they get that good little crow hop, because they always have a cannon over there. He shoots that ball across the diamond.
As you look at the replay right here, just great job and good throw. Easy out. Now Colton Morris comes to the plate. And Morris was 2 for 3 with an RBI. He was also the starting pitcher. He didn't get the win. McClure got the win in relief. And there's a swing and a miss. Pulled the string right there.
Yeah, both pitchers kind of settled down. Just each gave up a base runner apiece in that first inning via the walk.
And that is popped up sky high. There may be a play. Catcher calling forward, makes the catch. Braxton Tomplay. Good job by the catcher for the second out. Morris is retired.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to land on the press box here. That thing came back a good bit. Good job by Tomplay right there, not giving up. She kind of hanging onto that helmet, doesn't want to trip over it. Sometimes you see those catchers flip it way to the side when they know they're camped.
Yeah, you see a strike right there on the breaker, as the wind is blowing in that direction. What wind we have tonight, it's not a strong wind, but maybe helped out that one a little bit. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to Schramm. 0 for 3 on Saturday. Ooh, I think he wanted that one. That was right there, but didn't get the call. Tried to go outside. 1-2 bouncer foul. First base coach grabs that.
Little breaking ball down and in right there. I'm in that left-handed hitter's happy zone when you get that ball down and in.
Yeah. I believe that's Vadnais over there at third, Tanner, and he's used to making plays, but on the other side at third base back when he was at Dutchtown. I think it's Vadnais out there.
No, it's Toops. Huh?
No.
I don't know.
No, at first base.
Oh, at first base.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's Toops is at third for sure.
Okay.
That's a swing and a miss. And 1, 2, 3 innings, super fast. Villeneuve working overtime right here. No runs on no hits, no errors. And nobody left. And we go to the bottom of the second no score between Santa Maria and Prairieville. And let's turn it over to Mike, and we'll talk about those power rankings we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and we talked about, I mean, the district, I mean, look how good it is right there. You see, everybody with a shot to make the playoffs. Live Oak's pretty much wire to wire. I think they started the season number 1. They're still there. They haven't faltered yet. Walker coming in number 7, Dutchtown at number 8. If Dutchtown stays there, they would be one of the teams that would draw one of those first-round buys. Yeah. Denham Springs comes in at 11. Santa Maria and Prairieville, 22 and 25. Again, we mentioned how, big the playoff implications are in this game right here. And then you see East Ascension coming in at 27.
East Ascension could still make the playoffs, but they've got to get wins, and they've been kind of trending in the opposite direction. They lost to Dutchtown earlier this weekend. They got a chance to get a recovery win here today, and if we hear anything about that, we'll let you know. But Prairieville and Santa Maria, if Prairieville wins, they could flip-flop, relatively speaking. If Santa Maria wins, they would be in really good shape going into their final series against Denham Springs, which is going to be a tough one. You see them at number 11.
Yeah, Denham kind of hanging out there in the middle, not going to make probably the top 8 and have that first-round bye, but they will be hosting first round for sure in the playoffs.
Right. I think even if they would get swept by the Gators, they would probably still be strong enough to host a playoff series, considering how late in the schedule we are. I agree with that. So now Sanchez already ready to work. 4, 5, and 6 coming up, and there's a bouncer, and it gets off of Sanchez's glove, and there's going to be a throw, but it's not in time, and that's going to be an infield hit. I think if that would have not hit Sanchez's glove, easily might have had a play, but he killed that ball right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's a reaction thing for a pitcher. I mean, you want to catch everything. I mean, sometimes they surprise you. You're just trying to, play a little defense right there, kind of flag that ball down, and sometimes it ends up shooting yourself in the foot, deflecting it just enough to where the hitter has time enough to get to first base.
Yeah, that's a hard luck hit, but it gives Santa Maria their second base runner as Dar reaches first, and now Moody comes to the plate. And Moody takes a ball a little high and outside. Moody was 1 for 3 on Saturday. And that's a strike on the inside.
Yeah, good spot right there.
Yeah, Moody tried to wiggle back, try to influence the umpire, and the umpire called it.
And if you pitch and you see that flinch right there, he's not looking for that ball inside.
Fouled it away. That's going to hit the street.
You make him have to protect. You can throw that for a strike. Now, if he throws that in and it's a ball, then the hitter doesn't have to protect against that first, that inside half. He can just look middle away.
Dar at first. Okay lead. Had one to waste right there on the 1-2. Wasted it outside. Moody didn't chase it. Count 2-2.
Well, high, you see Moody choking up a little bit with 2 strikes on him here, trying to put something in play, make something happen.
Good discipline. That's one that you see a lot of hitters chase because it's right there in that at that chest area. But he takes it for the ball. Count is full.
Yeah, that's that one that you pick up so well because it's eye level, right? It looks so good, but it's just so tough to get to.
And he fouls that one off, so good job fighting off a 3-2 pitch right there. Santa Maria trying to get 2 base runners with no outs. Dar had the infield single to start the inning. And he pulled the string right there. Well, not really pulled the string, but just on the inside corner, I guess.
Yeah, he locked him up right there. That's a foot. I talk about it all the time. You don't see many high school pitchers actually pitch inside, meaning throw strikes there and control that inside of the plate. A lot of times they go in there a little bit too wild, knock them down, even hit them. And you can throw strikes inside effectively. That is a huge help.
Second strikeout, first looking. And now you got the number 7 hitter, Nick Frederick, who is in the DH spot tonight for the Gators. He's going to take a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Dar on first. 1 out. No score. Fast moving so far.
The score from a little earlier, did we mention EA Dutchtown after 4 was 0-0. Now we got a couple softball finals. Santa Monica 15, Prairieville 0, Dutchtown 14, and East Ascension 1. I'm sure it's a little bit further along in the game, but
yeah,
EA's always going to play Dutchtown tough.
Yeah. There was a couple of years ago when they had a double header, and they wound up splitting that one, and that kind of surprised some people because Dutchtown was playing for a possible home bye, and they weren't able to get it because they wound up losing that last game to EA. We covered the first game. Dutchtown won that one, but EA won the second game. I remember that very well. It's count now even 2-2 with one out. Dar at first. And there's a pop-up, maybe in play. First baseman and the catcher go there, and Gotro behind the plate makes the call. Pops up to the catcher for the second out of the inning. Usually you see the first baseman try to grab that one.
Yeah.
Gotro had it all the way.
I was watching Sanchez. He wanted some of that too. He's not too far out of the picture. You see that replay right there. He's like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get over there just in case they have a little lack of communication.
Now Andon Miet. Go to first. Casual. So Miet, he was 0 for 3 with a run scored on Saturday. Strike called. You talked about it earlier, Mike. This is a great crowd out here tonight. It's packed. You see some Canes out there in the crowd in the shot, and a lot of these Canes used to be Gators.
Yep, need that license plate.
House divided. Yep. Now you got guys from all three of the feeder schools or the other schools on this club. You got a couple of EA guys, but this is primarily Santa Monica and Dutchtown guys that are playing for Coach Cowan. And like I said, he had a couple come along with him that are still playing for him. But this is going to be the way it is for a couple of years. There's going to be a little grudge matches because a couple of these guys played for Coach Bravada, and a couple of those guys played for Coach Shake over at Dutchtown, and so they want to win really badly. 1-1, 2 outs. Runner at first, throw safe.
It's almost like the collegiate transfer portal, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Prairieville was offering any money or any NIL.
No NIL?
No.
Okay.
No strong offers. Stu right to. One strike away from getting out of the inning and stranding the leadoff hit.
Ooh.
And Sanchez was halfway back to the dugout. He was kind of
a
sneaking
good pitch
back.
right there. He's thrown that pitch there.
That was very similar to the
multiple
previous call.
times. Yeah.
He was very happy with that location, but the umpire was not. And he misses there, too. Count is full. 3-2, 2 outs. Dar at first. Braxton Tomplay on deck. They're not holding the runner. He's going on the pitch, and it's ball 4. Lost him. Thought he had the third strike a couple of pitches ago and did not get it. And now you got runners at first and second with 2 outs, and Braxton Tomplay at the bottom of the lineup coming to the plate. Tomplay walked and went 0 for 1 in the Saturday matchup. Base hit will score a run right here most probably. Swing and a miss. He gets a base hit to the outfield, and Santa Monica can take the lead. Runners not being held. Morris dropping back at short. Check swing. Steve right 2. Looks like Sanchez recovering nicely from the 2-out walk. 0-2 pitch. High.
Not a bad spot, 0-2.
Yeah.
Got him to chase or check swing at the one prior to that. Just a little bit out of the zone. Tried to go right back there. Good job by Tom Play laying off.
1-2. Oh.
Ooh.
He's lost a couple of those.
Good job by Gotro right there.
Yep. We've seen this a couple of times where he's gotten ahead in the count, tries to get a little cute, paint the corner, doesn't get the call, and then gives up the walk. 2-2 pitch. This is high, and it's 3-2 again. So now Grant Gotro telling Sanchez, throw him something that he can swing at, because you don't want bases loaded and the leadoff hitter coming to the plate.
Yeah, Gotro probably sees something that he's not used to. I'm sure he's caught him all those other starts or appearances, and probably sees something a little bit different, a little bit out of whack. Try to give him a little tip.
And they look the runner back. Dar's there. Nobody's covering. 3-2. 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and they get out of the inning without any runs, but they do get their first hit. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. We're going to go to the top of the 3rd. No score. Prairieville and Santa Maria, you're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Haley Leindecker with Action Therapy and Wellness in Gonzales, and I'm here to show you some simple techniques that you can do at home to increase mobility and improve posture. The seated thoracic extension using a foam roller will improve your posture. Support your neck with your hands and keep your feet flat on the ground. Lean back over the foam roller while keeping your lower back neutral. Standing wand flexion is easy and very effective. Using a shoulder width grip, keep your arms straight and slowly raise the wand overhead as far as comfortable. For the pectoralis stretch, stand near a doorway and place your forearms against the wall at a 90-degree angle. Step forward slightly till you feel a slight pull in your chest to feel a stretch. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat 3 times. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche, Mike Moeller. We've got a pitcher's duel here tonight so far here at Gator Park.
Yeah, both Carl Villeneuve and Maxwell Sanchez throwing up some zeros. A couple base runners apiece. Sanchez with a couple walks last inning, probably threw a few more pitches than he would have liked to, but worked his way out of it.
Only 1 hit so far, that hit being a infield single. And now Sanchez is going to come to the plate at 7, 8, 9. Sanchez, McClure, and Rivera. And Villeneuve gave up the walk, but he's faced the minimum because he got the base runner out on a stolen base attempt. And that is hit deep to left, and it's going to fall foul. The wind is dead right now. Maybe a little help that could have done something, but it just turned a little bit foul.
Yeah, Sanchez all over that first pitch. Just watching him pitch, how he likes to work really quick, doesn't surprise me at all that he's up there hacking early.
You're right.
The ball's about a foot or 2 foul from being a leadoff double.
If he would have had the wind that we had last Thursday at the softball game, that might have gone out the park. But probably would have been about 20 feet foul, though, because that wind was howling. Now we got nothing out there. And all flags are limp right now. 2-1 is the count. And that one is popped out of play down the first baseline. I think I may have hit the concession stand. I heard a thump. 2-2. Pitcher versus pitcher. High.
Tried to spin one in there. Just didn't quite finish it. Leaves it high.
3-2. He gave up the leadoff walk in the first to Easley. And Sanchez gets a walk. So that's the second time that Villeneuve has given up a leadoff base runner on a base on balls. And now McClure in that 8 spot. See what he has in store. Sometimes near the bottom of the lineup you see possibly dropping one. Good lead for Sanchez. Swinging away, perhaps, takes the ball.
Let Sanchez run for himself there, huh? No courtesy runner.
Definitely not. Did not see a courtesy runner come in the dirt.
Ooh, nice job right there by Tomplay.
Yes, indeed. That makes it 2-0, and you saw Sanchez jump once that ball got loose. If that would have gotten a few feet further away, he would have probably tried to take it. So
yeah, quick feet right there by Tomplay. Got on the outside of that
and
kept it in front of him.
Throws back to first, and it's 3-0 to the number 8 hitter. So Villeneuve having trouble finding the strike zone here in the top of the third. McClure taking all the way right here, I'm sure. You got the 9 hitter, then the top of the order. If you can get 2 on for that 9 hitter, and they do. They got the leadoff hitter coming up on deck right now with 2 on and nobody out. And now Ashton Rivera will come to the plate, but not before we have a little conference as a pitching coach, taking his time and probably just trying to get Villeneuve to settle down, because he has these tendencies. We saw that against Dutchtown where he walked some batters, and that got him in a little bit of trouble. We'll see what he can do right here.
Yeah, I'm sure Enlow probably sees something he typically sees when, if car starts to get a little out of whack. He'll pick something up immediately, go out there and let him know so he can get it turned around as quick as he can.
And you got Rivera in that 9 spot. And Mr. Clutch easily on deck. See if they have a possible bunt situation with nobody out. It looks like Moody is expecting it. He's in the grass. Guidry is right at the edge.
Let's see the sacrifice.
And they're going to throw to second. In safely is Sanchez. That's one thing we've seen from Coach Bravada's teams. He has some elaborate pickoff moves. We've seen them pick off some runners at third over the years, not at second so much.
Yeah, heads up by Sanchez there, too. A lot of times you see somebody get a little lackadaisical. You see that shortstop break. You want to go with him towards third because you don't think anybody's behind you.
And he drops it, and it's a good one. The throw to third is a better one. And they get the runner at third, 1-6. And so it was a good drop by Rivera, but smart decision by the pitcher.
Yeah, a little bit close. I mean, too much back towards the pitch. You want that down the third baseline. You want to try to suck that third baseman in to try to field that ball. That way, there's obviously no one at third, or it's a foot race, right?
Right.
Good job by Carr right there. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. Didn't hesitate. Didn't panic. Made a perfect throw. Good job by Guidry staying back right there.
Yeah, that was 1-5, not 1-6. And Easley will take a strike. And so the runner doesn't get to third. Now McClure's at second. And Rivera's at first. And how many times have we seen this season Easley with a runner in scoring position pick up that runner? He's behind now, though, 0-2.
0-2. We see him 0-2.
We saw that against East Ascension.
Exactly.
Takes a ball. If you weren't a viewer for the Prairieville East Ascension game. He got the RBI in the 7th to tie the game, and he got the RBI in the 8th to win the game for Prairieville against the Spartans. And there's a drive to right foul. And it was not just an 0-2 count, but in that game it looked like East Ascension was going to pull it out because they had gotten 2 runs in the 8th. And Prairieville had to answer with 3. And he got the 3rd run on the RBI. Oh, that one is all the way to the backstop. And now the runners are in scoring position. Both of them. So McClure moves to 3rd. Rivera moves to 2nd. And the count is 2-2. Tompley just couldn't do anything with that one.
No, not at all. And if you're the Hurricanes, that's your sacrifice bunt, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of what you were looking for. This is the situation. This is where you were trying to get your base runners with the hitter before. See the Gators pulling that infield in.
Now they're playing all in the grass. Full count. It's the 3rd 3-ball count so far. First 2 reached on walks. And the bases are loaded.
That's easily 0-2. Yep. Foul off a couple pitches. Squeeze you a little bit and work a walk.
And now Gisclair, he popped up to first in the first inning. And this is a big at bat. And even bigger, you got Gautreaux on deck. He homered on Saturday. So a double play ball would be tailor-made right here for the Gators if they can get it. And there's a bouncer to 3rd. They're going to go to the plate, but it's a foul ball. So Guidry got the ball, and the throw was bounced to the plate, but the umpire called it foul, and so doesn't even matter. So now to count 0-1. Steve Wright, 2. Good pitch right there.
Right there.
Bases loaded. Biggest threat of the game so far for either side. 0-2. And that's the strikeout right there. You're prophetic, Andre.
Villeneuve with a strikeout.
As
number 2.
A big pitch right there by Villeneuve, getting the 2nd out.
Huge pitch right there. Doubled up with that breaking ball. Caught Gisclair. Probably looking for something out of the zone. 0-2 might, be looking for maybe a waste pitch or something like that. Definitely not looking for that breaking ball for a strike.
Now Gautreaux. High and inside. We talked about it. Homered and doubled. He had a triple in that game against East Ascension a couple of weeks ago. He's one of their offensive leaders. Takes ball 2.
Oh, not bad. Not a bad pitch right there.
Yeah, that was close.
See Tompley try to bring that one back. Nice job there. It's a little bit too far off the edge.
And he popped it up. And the shortstop, now the left fielder comes in, makes the call and the catch. And a big job by Villeneuve getting the last 2 outs. And retires with no runs on no hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. Bottom of the 3rd, no score, Prairieville at Sanamaw. And we'll take a look at what Prairieville has left on this season here.
Yeah, so we mentioned a little bit earlier that this is Prairieville's last district game of the season. However, they will have 3 games left. They're going to play them on the 11th, 12th, and 14th against Kenner Discovery, Hannon, and Catholic High of Point Copiah.
And some of those teams, I've looked at their records, and they have decent records. They're in the teens as far as wins go. And so if they can get a win and you get the 20 points plus their wins, then you're going to get into the 30s every time you get a victory. And so if they can get a win right here and maybe pull off a couple of these, that's what the coaches were pointing at. Their target right now is 3 out of 4. And this one's a toss-up right now. And if they lose this one and they feel like they got to run the table, if not, if they win here, they have maybe a game they can play with.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, like you said, points are points. Power points, it doesn't matter how you get them, but you just don't want to find yourself dropping 2 out of 3 of those last 3 games or something like that, because then that's kind of when you'll end up shooting yourself in the foot. But wins are wins, man. You try to get many of those games in, I guess, at the end of the season to make that last little push.
Yeah. And we're at the home stretch now as the baseball playoffs are coming up in a couple of weeks. Right now it's 1, 2, 3. Cooper, Tomplay, Landon, Blanchard, Parker, Guidry for the Gators. Sanchez steps away. Takes the ball outside. 3 base runners left by the Canes at the top of the 3rd. There's a bouncer, high chopper to short, throw to first, low. Did he stay on the bag? Yes, he did. Morris to Schramm, 6-3 for the first out.
Now batting, number 11.
Throw was a little off, Mike.
Ball back up the middle. You see Morris got to get on his horse coming across, momentum going towards first base. Had to get rid of it pretty quick. Good job by Schramm staying down on that ball, not letting it get by him.
Yeah, you had to wait for a second as the umpire was just making sure that he was on the bag and that he maintained possession of the ball. And first pitch is a ball. 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. And there's a solid base hit to right field. And that's the first base hit to leave the infield today. That's the cleanest hit baseball so far here tonight.
Yeah, Blanchard put a good swing on that ball. Got a ball like middle in. Lefties like that spot. Put a good swing on it. Perfect base hit into right field.
And so now you have a base runner. They've had a base runner every inning so far, as Guidry has a 1 strike count. He struck out in the first. You had 1 base runner in the first, 2 in the second, and now 1 in the 3rd. And there's a base hit right up the middle. And now you got back-to-back base hits off of Sanchez. And now you got a runner in scoring position for Easton Humphrey.
That was a good job right there by Guidry. That ball's right down the middle. Didn't try to do too much with it. Went right back up the middle where it came from. A lot of times you'll see some of those hitters get big on that. You know, they pick that pitch up, that location. They get a little antsy and they want to try to yank that and they roll over it. Guidry let it travel and hit it right back up the middle.
And now you got a really good one at the plate right here, and a good eye takes the ball. He grounded unassisted to first. Humphrey hitting .333 on the season. Has 19 RBIs. There's a strike at the knees. 1-1. Tomplay grounded out. Then Blanchard got a base hit and Guidry got a base hit. First and second, 1 out. No score, bottom of the 3rd. 1-1, and that's to the shortstop. Over his head. 3 in a row. Well, they send a runner home. The left fielder kind of misplayed it, and the runner will score, and Santamon leads 1-0.
With the shot to left field to bring home Blanchard. And the Gators are first on the board.
So you got a hit to right, a hit to center, and a hit to left.
That was a good job by Humphrey right there, too. 2 strikes, not trying to do too much, right? Let that ball travel, hit it right back over the shortstop Morris's head. Don't think Pugh would have had a shot at Blanchard coming around. He was going the entire way, even if he would have fielded that cleanly.
Yes. Yeah, he had the green light no matter what. Ball gets away. Gautreaux smothers it. Ball 1. Santa Maria leads 1-0. Back-to-back-to-back singles by Blanchard, Guidry, and Humphrey. And they're going to throw to second, safe. Morris gets there, but so does Guidry. Guidry's at second, Humphrey's at first. That one gets away. There's no play at third, but Gotro throws it anyway, but very late, and so on the wild pitch, count 2-0. Runners go to second and third.
Yeah, looked like Sanchez just overcooked that fastball right there. Tried to put a little bit too much on it. Got quick. Spiked it. Tough pitch for Gotro to block. You never really anticipate that fastball in the dirt. That one just kind of gets on you.
And that's a fly ball to short center. And the center fielder is there. Gisclair makes a play. No tag. 2 outs. So good job right there by Sanchez to get the short fly ball.
22, Jace Moody.
About 20 more feet, maybe they would have challenged it.
Yeah,
but
that's a good pitch right there. Good spot, too. I mean, 2-0. Tough situation.
Yeah.
Got to make a quality pitch. He does. Gets a short fly ball that's not enough to score that runner from third.
So the runners remain in scoring position. Jace Moody at the plate. And there's a bouncer. Stopped and smothered. The run will score, and it's an infield hit. McClure did a good job preventing 2 runs from scoring right there. But it's 2-0 Gators as Guidry scores on the single.
Yeah, Moody one step to his right, makes a dive again, saves another run by keeping that ball in the infield. You know, a lot of times you hear people say, hey, you know, infielders get dirty if you need to. Keep that ball in the infield.
Yeah.
You don't want to give up both of them.
He had no play with a pretty fast base runner. And there's another bouncer foul.
That ball was hard hit by Moody, too.
Yep. Frederick is at the plate. He fouled out to Grant Gotro behind the plate in the second.
A little baseball update across the way. East Ascension and Dutchtown are tied at 1, top of 7.
So I love about baseball. Any given day,
it was 15-0 or 15-1 this Saturday, and now it's 1-1 in the 7th.
You get the right pitcher, and you get some luck going your way, and anything can happen in baseball. It's one of the things I love about it. Even the best teams in Major League Baseball only win about 60% of the time. 1-2. Runner has moved to second, and Sanchez was not paying attention at all, and neither were the infielders. Neither middle infielder came to the second. There was no communication there.
Yeah, nice play right there by Sandoval, too. I mean, I'm sure if Sanchez does step off, recognize or whatever, you know, see Moody try to get in a rundown if he could.
And a little squibber to the front of the plate. Gotro goes 2-3, so doesn't matter. But
I think he struck him out right there. Huh?
Oh, okay, yeah, that was a strikeout. It got away. Okay, so that's my bad. It was there's a strikeout and the throw out on the by the catcher. So it is 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the top of the 4th, and it's 2-0 Gators. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Haley Leindecker with Action Therapy and Wellness in Gonzales, and I'm here to show you simple exercises to improve shoulder strength and thoracic mobility for all athletes. Resisted external rotation will strengthen your rotator cuff. Stand tall with your arms straight out and the elbow bent at 90 degrees. Keeping your elbow in place, rotate your arm outward against the resistance. For internal rotation, set up the same 90-90 arm position, but with the resistance anchored on the same side. Rotate your arm inward, bringing your hand towards the ground while keeping your elbow fixed. This is called open books and half kneeling. The resistance band is held forward with both hands. Rotate your upper body open to the side, pulling the band across while keeping your lower body stable. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Santa Maria got 2 in the bottom of the third. They lead 2-0. First pitch is a ball to Ethan Pugh. It's 4, 5, and 6. Pugh, Morris, and Schramm for the Canes. And swing and a miss, maybe a foul tip, 1-1. The difference so far tonight, Mike, in the third inning, Prairieville got 3 base runners, could not score a run. Santa Maria was able to capitalize.
Yep, timely hits. That's what you got to get. Sometimes it's not even the 2-out hit. Santa Maria got a couple 1-out hits. Just traded places with the guys on second base.
And they were solid hits, one to right, one to center, and one to left. And then you had the infield hit smothered by the third baseman, and that kept a third run from scoring.
Which could play crucial.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, it's still just 2-0.
Absolutely. One of the things about Prairieville is they always play close games. And again, that's one of the things I like about baseball. There always seems to be a close game, even when you get blown out. At one point, you come back and play a close one the next night.
Yep.
And Prairieville, a lot of people expected them to maybe not be so competitive, but they've been very competitive this season.
For sure.
As you take ball 4 and the runner goes to first. And, Mike, I had looked at some stuff, and a lot of the Prairieville programs have not done well this season because they're young and it's their first year together. And this team has lost a bunch of district games this season, but 1 has been by 4 runs, 1 has been by 3 runs, 3 have been by 2 runs, and 3 have been by 1 run. They have not been blown out at all in district play.
They're in every single game.
And so Coach Cowan's doing an absolutely great job with limited players, limited time, limited everything, just getting these people together. And if they can make the playoffs, that would surprise a lot of people as you get now an 0-2 pitch to Morris. Pugh at first. He walked. Ball outside. So far in postseason, the Prairieville girls basketball team made state. And both soccer teams made state. And everybody else just went through their first season and made their mistakes.
Yeah, which is to be expected, right? Sometimes when you have teams of such youth.
Yep.
But still, I mean, you're getting players from everywhere, right? You get different, some players from Santa Maria, some players from Dutchtown.
Right.
They still know how to play all the games, and they're going to compete.
That's a slow bouncer. Villeneuve with the off-balance throw. Safe. That was close. That was close. And it looks like the slide, Pugh may have hurt his shoulder. As you see, great off-balance throw. I don't know. That was close. We're going to call that a hit.
Yeah, you have to call that a hit.
Yep, an infield
Coach
single.
Bravada's not happy at something.
That's too far away for us to tell definitively, but that throw looked like it got there on time. It was hard to tell.
Yeah, it's a forced play. You don't have to tag there, so
right.
It's a bang, bang. And for Villeneuve, it's pretty much the only play he had. His momentum was carrying him that way, just kind of a spin to throw. If you'd have spun all the way around and through to first base, it would have been even a little more tardy.
And now they're going to show bunt, take a strike. And Schramm, as you can look at the replay right here, and we're going to look at the cam showing just so hard to tell.
Yep.
Just
it's
so
bang,
hard.
bang.
That was very close. Villeneuve did an outstanding job with that throw. I didn't think it was going to be close, and it was so close. And they're going to swing away. Ooh. Schramm. He had the second baseman and the first baseman about 30 feet in the grass.
That's the ones they tell you just dive. Yeah. Cover your head, get down.
That could have been a decapitation right there if he made contact. Now 0-2. Bunt is probably out. of the equation. Now it's 1-2.
Blanchard's wanting a pick out there at second base. See him throwing his glove up there. Villeneuve kind of hanging him out to dry a little bit on that last one. I want to wait till he gets back to shortstop. You don't want to pitch while he's still at second base. Leave that hole wide open.
Right, that's a big hole if he can go oppo. Outside. So Pugh walked. Morris got the infield hit, which is their only hit of the game. Villeneuve has done well. He's had traffic, but he's gotten out of it. More traffic now. And the catcher smothers it. And now it's to 3-2. We saw that earlier in the previous inning where Easley had the 0-2 count and drew the walk.
Yep, good job by Schramm. Two good breaking balls right there, just out from the bottom half of the zone. Schramm laying off of him.
3-2 and a walk. That's the second time we've seen Villeneuve give up a walk after an 0-2 count. And now we're going to have a discussion. It looks like Coach Bravada is going to come out, and we may have some relief right here. And it looks like they're going to pull Villeneuve. And we'll see if there's any sort of defensive substitutions. Trying to see the number right there. Looks like 23. Frederick is going to come in
Gator
and pitch.
fans, number 20, Car Villeneuve.
Yeah, that's Frederick coming in.
23, you said? Okay.
Yep. Looks like 23.
Nick Frederick's been super effective for him this year.
Absolutely.
This will be his 10th game. This has started 4 of them. Comes in with a 1.46 ERA. 27 hits in 33 innings, 24 punch-outs, and 10 walks. He's one of the guys you want on the mound if you're the Gators.
So he was in the DH spot, so probably no changes in the field or in the batting order. He will probably just continue in that spot. But he inherits bases loaded, nobody out. This is the second inning in a row that Prairieville has loaded the bases. They loaded the bases with 1 out in the third and didn't score any runs, as Villeneuve was able to get a strikeout and a fly out. And now you got 6, 7, and 8 coming to face him. This is Sanchez, and Sanchez gave up the runs in the bottom of the inning. Now he's got a chance to pick up a couple of RBIs, and so you know that he's probably excited to be in this position, but he's going to be facing a new guy.
Yeah, and then on both sides of the coin here, if you're Sanchez, you don't want to get too big right here. A lot of times you get up here, I got to pick these RBIs up. You got a guy on third, less than 2 outs, got to score him, whatever, and you kind of expand the zone, get out of your routine. And the same with Nick Frederick here. Don't try to strike everybody out. You do that, and you'll find yourself kind of letting this thing snowball. Just try to get 1 out at a time.
He walked, but if you remember, he made huge contact when it just went foul left field. There's a bouncer to short, and everybody's going to be safe. It's an infield hit, and a run scores. As that ball just died, and Blanchard waited for it and had no play once it got to him. How slow that ball's going.
Yeah, that's a CNI ground ball right there. Everybody moving on contact. No really, sure play right there. I don't know if he charges that and tries to come to first. Might not be in time also. It's a well-placed infield single.
And it's 2-1. And McClure swings and misses. So they got 2 hits this inning, both of them infield hits.
East Ascension Dutchtown moves into extra innings. Top of 8, still 1-1.
Strike 2 called. East Ascension isn't that far out of the playoff picture, and if you can get a win against Dutchtown, that could put them right back into the equation. And it gets away. The runner's coming to the plate, and its game is tied on the wild pitch. And the runners move up to second and third. And now Prairieville all of a sudden has a chance to take a lead. Let's look at the replay. Oh. Let's look at the celebration. Here it is.
Yeah, just scooted right by him. It's kind of dangerous head first slide right in the home plate right there.
That's Morris, the shortstop. Now the infield playing in with a 1-2 count. Can't give up another run right here. That's a beauty. And you get the strikeout looking.
Strikeout for out number 1.
So 1 out. McClure's caught looking, and now Rivera, who reached on a fielder's choice on the bunt attempt, where they went to third. And then you got Easley on deck. 1 out. There's no force. Infield in. He swung at that. Count 0-1. Schramm's at third. Sanchez is at second. Sanchez has a good lead. Nobody's behind him, covering the bag. Fouled away. Big pitch coming from Frederick. He got McClure to strike out. Two, top of the 4th. In the dirt, he gets away. Here comes another runner, and Prairieville will take the lead on 2 wild pitches.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there. That was about a 54-footer.
Yeah.
Not much that home plate could do right there. You just got to kind of pray you get that good hop, kind of square it up on that chest protector. That one had a little juice on it too. You saw when it hit him, it spun off.
Sanchez moves to third. And another caught looking beauty on the outside corner. He painted the corner both times. And you got 2 outs. So McClure gets back-to-back strikeouts. Excuse me, Frederick gets back-to-back strikeouts. McClure was the first victim. Ashton Rivera was the second victim. And now Easley comes to the plate. And that is push to right, foul. Another RBI situation for Easley. He doesn't have an official at bat yet, Mike. He's walked twice.
He's seen like 300 pitches.
Yep. And that's fly ball to right field. And Dar plays it, makes the catch.
Makes the grab.
As the side is retired, but the damage is done. 3 runs for the Hurricanes. You had 2 hits. Neither left the infield. You have no errors and 1 left. It's 3-2 Prairieville as you look at the Gators' upcoming schedule, Mike.
Yeah, we talked about the Gators do have another district series left. They'll play Denham Springs on the 10th and 12th, and they're going to squeeze one in there against Family Christian on the 11th. So they're going to have 3 games in a row next week to kind of wrap things up.
And that's going to be tough, but it can happen. And you got that game against Family Christian. I talked about Prairieville played Family Christian a couple of weeks ago in one of their, I think they played on a Friday after one of their district games, and they got the win. So that's a winnable game for Santa Ma. And they probably need to, they're in a position where they probably need to get 2, probably 3 of these to be comfortably in the playoff picture. So this game here tonight, if they can win this one against Prairieville, it's going to be huge, and then you can maybe afford to split one with Denham.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 3 games in a row. You got to get, into the depth of your pitching staff.
Yeah.
However, if there's a chance, if you do drop that first one at Denham and that last one's a must-win, got to try to pick up that, Family Christian W.
Yeah.
Any way you can before you get to that last matchup.
Number 32.
So we'll see how they do as the season progresses, and moves to a conclusion. Sun just about completely down now here at Gator Park. It's going to be 8-9-1. Miette, Tomplay, and Tomplay for the Gators. And Sanchez with the lead now, 3-2. And first pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a strike. That's pushed down the third baseline, foul.
Good location right there. So the pitch priority paints that outside corner, then goes right up on the hands of Miette on that pitch there.
Low. I think it kind of cross Gotro up a little bit.
Tried to change him up on there, try to go back outside, make it look like that fastball, but pull the string.
That's another clean hit right up the middle. There were several of those in the third for the Gators. They had 3 in a row. That one's a solid hit right up the middle again.
Well, you see Coach Cowan coming out here to take a peek, see what's kind of going on.
You got a guy coming in from the dugout area, wondering if they're going to pull Sanchez. Now they threw McClure and Morris on Saturday, and they're going to pull him. And it looks like you got a substitution that's going to come in. Number 9 is going to move to second base, and it looks like the new pitcher is going to be Easley.
Number 9, Brennan Buckner.
Yeah.
Going to move to second base.
So Easley's going to move to the mound. I was just about to mention they have probably Easley and Schramm that they can use tonight. And they're probably going to be all in with the lead right now.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have a short leash with their pitchers. And so Buckner moves to second. And Easley will be on the mound. And most likely Sanchez will continue to hit in that DH spot. As Buckner, I don't even see him with an official bat this season.
Now batting for the Gators, number 4.
So you get the base runner at first, Miette. Now you got Tomplay and Tomplay coming up. I asked, and I was told they were not related.
Well, when we did EA, there was a Gotro and a Gotro.
Yep.
One with an X, one without. Now we have Tomplay.
And the first pitch to Braxton is a strike. That's a good lead by Miette at first base, and kind of makes Easley think about
uneasy.
Yeah. He's got one of the best leads we've seen out here all night. He represents the tying run. And he's going to throw back to first. Prairieville got 3 in the top of the 4th. Santa got 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Breaking pitch. Wow. He bailed out way too early on that one.
That was a hammer right there.
Yep.
Easily started that ball right at his head. Locked Tomplay up. Breaks right over that dish for a strike.
So now 0-2. And it gets away, and the runner's going to be in scoring position. This is pretty much what I expected, Mike. Relatively low scoring. Maybe a few more runs than I even expected, but it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. These two teams, again, like we talked about with East Ascension and Prairieville, razor-thin separation. They throw to second, and it gets away, but it very quickly gets to just Claire. So that could have been dangerous.
Yep.
It gets through Morris, but runner not able to advance.
Physically as well. Looked like Morris kind of almost headbutted.
Yeah.
Miette there at second.
So now Tomplay trying to work this back from 0-2. We've seen a couple of Prairieville hitters do that. Two, no out, runner on second. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout. So Easley's first batter goes down on strikes, and that'll bring up Cooper Tomplay, the second baseman. He has popped to second and grounded to short. Miette is the tying run. He's at second. It's 3-2 Prairieville in the bottom of the fourth. Good breaking ball. Came back in.
Looked like a little, that's what they call a front door two-seamer right there. You don't see people throw that a lot. Righties throw it at the left-hander's hip and it comes back over the plate. That was the old Greg Maddox specialty.
Two. You're at the top of the lineup, so you're right where you want to be with a runner in scoring position to tie the game. They're going to throw to second again. Gets away, but Buckner's right there to pick it up. It's been a fun one so far. Lots of traffic. Not a ton of runs.
I'll say that second inning we kind of breezed through. Both pitchers kind of went 1, 2, 3. It was fairly quick.
Yep.
Maybe not 1, 2, 3, but close to it.
Fouled away, and now both pitchers are long gone. I think both of these teams probably have a third pitcher in their pockets that they are going to use tonight, because this is one of those all-in kind of games from both sides. This game is winnable either way. And a playoff berth could be the difference. Fouled away. As we said, Santa Ma's at 22, Prairieville's at 25. A win, and you can see a flip-flop on the Prairieville side. A win for Santa Ma could give them a little more wiggle room. Safe.
They really want to pick him off there at second base with Miette.
Easley is really preoccupied with that runner, Miette. So he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Very rarely do you see one picked off attempt at second. That's 3 in to the same runner.
Oh, breaker. Didn't break enough. 2-2. And there's a fly ball to short. Left will fall for a base hit. Left fielder misplays it, and the game is tied. That's the second time we've seen Pugh kind of miss the ball on the hop. And that allowed a runner to score right there.
Yeah, again, he would have had no chance if Miette was read that ball off the bat, knew it was going to be dropping in, got a great jump from second base. Never checked up around third base. I don't think Pugh would have had a chance.
So it's 3-3. So neither starter will factor into the decision tonight. Blanchard's at the plate. Walked and singled. Santa Ma with some solid singles in the last couple of innings. It gets away from the first baseman. That's going to move the runner to second. So that's going to be an error. First error on the night for either team. I guess we'll call that E1 right there.
Yep. That's just a risk. Yeah, it's just a risk you take when you pick.
Now the go-ahead run is at second. We're tied at 3. So 1-1 to count. And there's a possible base hit. It's caught on a slide, though, by Ethan Pugh. He played that one perfectly as he misplayed a couple of hops right there, but he got in on that ball very quickly.
Yeah, great job. I don't know if you can see this jump again. Kind of missed it a little bit right there, but, I mean, off the bat, Pugh's on his horse. Could probably tell by the sound off the hat that Blanchard got jammed just a little bit. Excellent job by Pugh right there.
I thought for sure that was going to fall. It did not. Good play by the left fielder for Prairieville, and that's fouled back. Guidry. And you talked about how I brought up the fact that Pugh had misplayed a couple of balls on the hops, but you brought up the fact that runs scored on those, but they would have scored anyway.
Yeah, yep.
So he makes a good recovery right there. He has nothing to hang his head about, as you see another.
That's that curveball again right there. It's so tough to stay in on that pitch.
Yep. And with this, easily is one strike away from getting out of the inning. A base hit would give Santa Maria the lead. Boy, Gotro tried to pull that one back. A little too much.
Ooh.
Foul. Boy, he must have got that on the very edge of his bat.
It is a final. Dutchtown does beat East Ascension 2-1 in 8 innings.
Wow. And the runner's going to third, and a good job again by Guidry protecting the plate. And that's a tough loss for East Ascension. But the thing is, for Dutchtown, that keeps them in a position where they can win a district title at the end of the season.
Yeah, Dutchtown's going to move to 9-1 now.
Yeah, and they should finish with Live Oak. Their only loss came to Walker, I believe, this season. Live Oak is unbeaten. One, two. Go ahead, run at second. High. 2-2.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out.
East Ascension. It's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs with that big a loss right there. As a breaker just misses.
A little bit tall right there. Caught some plate. Don't think it broke far enough down into the zone.
Yeah, that was the same thing you saw in that inside corner that they called, but the outside corner, they're not giving it to him. 3-2. Runner will be moving on the pitch. There's a fly ball to right, and it is foul. I believe it went over the fence, but probably about 15 feet foul.
Good battle right here. Guidry putting together a really good at bat.
Showing opposite field power. This team doesn't have a lot of power. There's only 1 home run in the season.
Another foul ball.
Braxton Tomplay is the only Gator with a home run so far. Three-two. Tie score. Now the runner's going. They got him picked at third, and he is out. 1-5, and that's going to end the inning as you get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left, and we are tied at 3. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Haley Leindecker with Action Therapy and Wellness in Gonzales, and I'm here to show you some of the services we offer to help get you out of pain and back in action. Dry needling involves inserting thin, sterile needles into trigger points within muscles to release tension, reduce pain, and improve movement. It's highly effective for muscle tightness, chronic pain, and headaches. Joint manipulation. By applying a quick, controlled force to a joint, we can restore mobility, reduce stiffness, and relieve pain. Cupping therapy uses suction cups to increase blood flow, reduce muscle tension, and promote healing. With instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization, we apply targeted pressure to break down scar tissue and speed up recovery. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. We go to the 5th. We're tied at 3. It's been a great one between Prairieville and Santa Maria. I'm Jeff Porsche. He's Mike Moeller. And we're going to have Frederick coming in for his second inning of work, facing 2, 3, and 4. Disclair, Gautreaux, and Pugh.
Yeah, both of our starting pitchers won't be the pitcher of record. Both of them exited. I want to say both of them were kind of both on the hook for.
Yeah. Well, the tying run was...
At some point they were.
Yeah, the tying run was Sanchez's that was given up. So he could have possibly been
gotten a W.
Decision.
However, but earlier in the game he was behind 2-0. So
right.
At some point got a good battle. And then Frederick came in last inning, bases loaded, no outs. And I mean, although you did give up 3 runs, had a couple Ks. You actually threw the ball well. I mean, that first ground ball was just a little C&I ground ball, which did its job. But that's kind of what you want to do when you come in. You know, just pitch the contact, give me a good little ground ball, try to get an out. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
And now you still end up with the score tied.
He had his good and his bad. He was able to get a couple of strikeouts, and he got the strike right there. But then a couple of wild pitches gave up a couple of runs as well. So he had a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, and a swing and a miss. 2-2. So 2 of the runs scored on wild pitches. One of them scored on an RBI infield hit by Sanchez. Bouncer to short. Blanchard throws to first and an out. 6-3.
With the 6-3 put out for out number 1.
So you got 1 out.
And
Gautreaux coming to the plate as we look at the replay.
Yeah, Blanchard didn't have to move too much.
Yeah.
Played through that ball, made a good safe throw right to first base for the first out.
You saw that issue with Sanchez when he hit the ball to him. That ball just rolled so slowly that he didn't have a play, and everybody was safe on the fielder's choice. But right there, he was able to be ahead of that one. And as a pop-up.
It's going to be a tough one.
Yep. The third baseman coming in, nice. And Guidry makes the play.
Guidry with the grab.
Gautreaux had that home run and double on Saturday, but he has not seen the ball well. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a fly out, and a pop out.
Nice job by Guidry right there. You kind of taught to go find the fence first and work your way back, right?
Yeah.
You got your shortstop coming over in case that, there is a misjudgment and it does get back to the playing field.
And Pugh is hit.
Smoked him right in the back too, didn't it?
I think he kind of bailed out on the breaking ball.
Oh, it was a breaking ball.
Got him on the rear end right there. It's a good place to be hit.
Now batting number 3.
Better than a lower back.
That one that crippled you, yeah.
I might have screamed if it would have hit me like that.
Doesn't even have to be a fastball either.
Ball is a little low. Frederick got 2 quick outs, then hit Pugh. Now Colton Morris is at the plate. He's got a single. throw back. He got a little comfortable there, I think, with his lead. Counts 1-1. Oh, let's get back.
A little frisky out there.
Mm-hmm. That's a good word for it. Ski right 2. 1-2 is the count. 3-3, top of the 5th. 1 runner on, 2 outs. No. Tom play thinking about it again. I think Pugh is kind of trying to bait him into a throw right there. See if he can get one down the right field line. And barely gets a piece of it.
I think he fouled that one off his leg, right? Because that ball was fair still, and they didn't make a throw.
It was definitely off his leg. Tom play wasn't sure. He was playing it clean all the way until the call by the umpire, which is what you're supposed to do anyway. Safe. Two. Oh, on the inside corner. Steve right 3, and that ends the inning. No runs on, no hits, no errors, 1 left. It's 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning as we look at the playoff format.
Yeah, so a little bit different this year. I mean, obviously we'll have 24 teams. First 8 seeds will get first-round byes again. Seeds 9 through 24, the first round will be the best of 3 at the higher seed, and that's going to take place on April 16th and 19th. Same thing with the regionals, quarters, and semis are going to be the best of 3 at the higher seed. Things that's changed is the first game, semis, and finals all used to be 1 game, right? Yes. So now everything is the best of a 3 series, and the semis is no longer going to be at McMurray Park in Sulphur. It used to be the semis and the finals at that McMurray Park in Sulphur, and now it'll just be the best of 3 series for the finals.
And that's going to be interesting, and it makes the series in Sulphur that much more important, and I guess it makes it even more difficult to attain, as only 1 series is going to be out there. The thing that I like about the playoffs now, and it was a complaint that I've had about LHSAA for a while, is that you could go on the road because another team got upset. And so, like, for example, Santa Ma might win their series, and then in another series you get an upset, and then they have to go to Shreveport.
Right.
And they didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
And I never liked that.
Yeah,
that
they did what they were supposed to do, and they kind of got penalized, right?
Exactly. So that's kind of changed as well, as home teams get more of a reward now. As Guidry takes strike 1, it's going to be Guidry, Humphrey, and Dar for Santa Ma.
I feel like Guidry, between last at-bat or last inning and this at-bat, he's probably seen 20 pitches.
This is about his 13th
Still the same
pitch.
at-bat, yeah.
He was at the plate when Tomplay got picked off. That's a ball. Good job holding up right there. Guidry thought about it. 2-1, nobody out, bottom of the 5th. Bouncer in a 6-0 for base hit. Clean single for Parker
Guidry with a leadoff hit.
Couple knocks on the day
Number 3
for Guidry. Got a single last time at bat. Got a ball inner third right there.
They're going to run for him.
At the head.
Right up for the Gators, number 6, Quentin Ellisall.
Okay, will be a pinch runner. They'll probably try to steal a bag right here.
Yeah, Ellisall.
Guidry will probably go back in the game.
Yeah. And with Humphrey up to the plate, your cleanup hitter and probably your best offensive threat, the bunt is not really an issue you would think. Although,
well, he can do it though. You know, he can lay one down. He might do it, try to just get a hit.
Yeah,
you know?
I think he tried to do that in the first inning. As a matter of fact, now McClure's at third, and he's in the grass just in case.
Yeah, Quentin Elisar is coming in. I'm looking at it. He's got 6 stolen bases. Oh.
First pitch, fly ball. The center fielder's calling it, and Gisclair makes the catch.
Good communication right there by Gisclair. And Pugh. That happened a little quick. I thought we would see Elisar or Humphrey give Elisar a couple pitches maybe to try to swipe a bag to get in scoring position.
Well, we'll see what Elisar doesn't have a huge lead right now. Most base runners have had 1 foot at the edge of that arc. There's been a couple of guys that have gotten about 2 or 3 feet past the arc at first base. 0-1. Low and outside, even in 1-1. So Elisar is at first off the Guidry single. He's running for him. Humphrey flew out to center. Dar's at the plate, throw back in time. Like I said, it's not a huge lead. He's not really making any noise out there. Sometimes you see them try to get the attention. Not getting any right there as the count moves to 2-1. Easily in the second inning of work, he replaces Sanchez for foul away. Both teams went to the bullpen in the 4th inning. It's hard to tell what Prairieville will do if he gets in trouble because the relief pitchers are all in the field right now. So you probably don't have anybody that's going to warm up in the bullpen. Because most likely I would think Schramm might be the next guy that they go with.
That would make sense.
He is at first right now.
Three in a row. Yep. That's a turkey.
Seems like they know something. Lead might be about half a step better right now. Oh, he just reached out for that one, and it's 1-6 and no play at first. So fielder's choice for Dar, and that gets 2 out, and the speedy Elisar is erased on the bouncer.
Yeah, good job by easily getting that lead runner right there, keep him out of scoring position.
Dar only has 3 bags on the year. Moody is at the plate.
Had to knock his last time up.
Ball high. Three, bottom of the 5th. Outside. 2-0. 2-0. Got a piece of that one. Back to the screen. 2-1.
Gotta like that 2-0 hack right there. Yep. Pretty aggressive.
Yep.
Got the fastball he wanted, just a little bit up, probably.
Extra bases would give him the lead. He was swinging for the gap right there. And it gets away, and now the runner's in scoring position. That may be a pass ball right there.
Yeah, that one looked like it just got off the end of Gotrell's glove.
So now the go-ahead run is at second for the 2nd inning in a row.
Yeah, typically your wild pitchers are going to be the ones down in the dirt. Unless that catcher's set up on one side of the plate and the pitch is completely on the other side of the plate. That's a good pitch right there.
That's a beauty.
Kind of like that 3-1 curveball.
Yep.
You know, Moody's looking all dead red as he was on that 2-0 fastball.
Shows some confidence. This is ball 4.
Moody.
So now you got a force at third and second.
For number 23.
And you got runners at first and second. Frederick, the pitcher, base hit could put him in a position where he could be the winning pitcher here tonight.
Got to help himself out right here.
You got Dar at second, Moody at first, 2 outs.
Ooh.
And that's a wild pitch. No doubt about it. Go for it.
The Gators now with 2 in scoring position.
Tried to get on that one a little bit, did easily. Pulled it a little bit too far sometimes. I mean, you got to really think. I need to locate. It's not always about velocity.
1-0.
There's a pitch right there. That's an exact pitch he wanted to throw on that first pitch.
Can't afford to get cute. Any wild pitch is going to give Santa Monica a lead. Base hit could give him a 2-run lead. Outside. That's the pitch that Gautreaux lost it on with the pass ball right there. Much better job. 2-1. First base is open. 3-1. As I said, Frederick started at the DH. Still in the DH spot, but on the mound. In relief of Villeneuve. There's a shot to third, and good job by McClure. They're going to tag the runner
he's going to get him before he scores, too.
He got him before he scores, so the run does not score, and it's going to be 5 unassisted for the putout. And good look at the replay. It bounced right into his other hand. And good awareness, and that will end the inning. No runs on, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. It is going to be 3-3 going into the 6th. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Haley Leindecker with Action Therapy and Wellness in Gonzales, and I'm here to show you some simple techniques that you can do at home to increase mobility and improve posture. The seated thoracic extension using a foam roller will improve your posture. Support your neck with your hands and keep your feet flat on the ground. Lean back over the foam roller while keeping your lower back neutral. Standing wand flexion is easy and very effective. Using a shoulder width grip, keep your arms straight and slowly raise the wand overhead as far as comfortable. For the pectoralis stretch, stand near a doorway and place your forearms against the wall at a 90-degree angle. Step forward slightly till you feel a slight pull in your chest to feel a stretch. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat 3 times. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Top of the 6th, it's 3-3. Prairieville versus Santa Monica at Gator Park on the senior night. Jeff Porsche, Mike Moeller here with you. And big play by the third baseman, McClure. He kind of lost the handle, but it bounced right into his bare hand. And you had the runner at second, Moody, that was going on contact, and he got tagged out before the runner scored at home plate. So that means that the run does not count. And so the inning ends with no runs.
Yeah, I mean Moody, the only play he had was to tag, McClure, the only play he had was to tag Moody right there. By the time he got the handle on the ball as it popped out of his glove, probably didn't have a chance at first base, turned around, Moody's right there.
So Prairieville gets a big break right there as 6, 7, and 8 come up for the Hurricanes. It's Schramm, Sanchez, and McClure. Sanchez is in the on-deck circle, so he stays in that DH position as the first pitch is fouled away. So Schramm, he walked and scored in the 4th. And he struck out in the 2nd. This is a typical Prairieville game. Always close.
Gonna be close.
Yep. Ball. That's the thing I'm most impressed with. They're going to make it through district without getting any sort of like blowout type of game.
Right.
And the games they've won. One was in extra innings. One was a one-run game. I think both of the other ones were one-run games as well. By now they should be used to be playing in this sort of pressure cooker.
Yeah, they know the heartbeat
Yep.
when it comes to close games for sure.
Evens the count, 2-2. And Santa Ma's used to that because they're Santa Ma. They know how to win close games as well. And
Ooh,
there's
that
a
ball smoked.
fair ball to the corner. Extra bases for Schramm as they pick it up. He may try for 3. He does not stand up double.
No, good job by Connor Dar. That ball smoked down into that corner. Dar gets on that thing in a hurry. Keeps Schramm at second. Could have easily kicked around there and, got misplayed and let Schramm go to third base right there. But good job by Dar. That ball was smoked.
Number 11,
Cade
Maxwell
Rowell
Sanchez.
will come in. Cade Rowell will come in for
Number 1, Cade
the
Wow.
base runner. Make that round. Figure on the third pronunciation, I'll get it right. Sanchez had the infield base hit and the RBI. He also walked. He is no longer the pitcher of record. But
Is he bunting here?
he could be. The first baseman is looking for it. And it's right to him. Can he make the catch?
No,
No, he does
oh.
not. That's going to be an infield hit.
Oh, now he's
Now
caught
he got
it.
the runner, caught it short, and
Woo.
he gets back to second in time. Rao flirting with it.
Tough right there, though. Rao couldn't see it. I mean,
Yeah. He couldn't go because it looked like Moody
Moody,
was going to
yeah.
make the play in the air. So he could not take a chance.
yeah. And then he kind of got screened right there. Couldn't really see where the ball was. Got hung up halfway.
Yeah.
Good job getting back. No harm done.
So Sanchez is 2 for 2 and hasn't hit a ball out the infield.
Hey, any way you can, because the next couple he'll probably hit some rockets right at people.
Possibly
That's the way it
another
goes.
possibly another bunting situation for McClure. And it gets away, and he won't have to bunt now as the runners now go to second and third. So now they finally get Rowell to third, 1 pitch late. And now McClure can possibly swing away. And the infield will probably play in. We're tied, 6-inning game with playoff implications. Every run for the rest of the season is critical, and you want to know how critical it is? Here comes Coach Cowan to have a little conference with his 8 and 9 hitters, McClure and Rivera.
Always got something up his sleeve.
Yep.
Right here, maybe a little safety squeeze, fake squeeze, slap.
And you know what? I'm thinking about again that EA game last year where they had to pick off at third.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know. You never know. Nobody out. Second and third inside. 2-0. First base is available. Don't want to do that and get to your 9 hitter and guarantee easily and just clear an at bat.
There it
And there's
is.
that play. Nobody was
nobody's at
home,
third.
and the run is going to score. And they're sending the runner home for a second run, and it is 5-3. Prairieville scores 2 unearned runs on the error by the pitcher, Frederick.
Definitely some miscommunication there. Not sure who got the signal there.
That
Frederick's
was-
picking. Guidry wasn't quite
Right.
ready.
And that's what I was talking about right there. You saw that in that East Ascension game last season. But the third baseman didn't get the signal. Guidry never moved. Now 2-0 with nobody on base. And Prairieville has a 5-3 lead on 2 unearned runs. We saw that in the Prairieville East Ascension game. That's
that
how
ball
they
right
got
there. I
those
mean,
2
if you're Fredericks too, you still don't have to throw that ball to third base. You can just kind of fake pick over there.
Yep.
You don't have to throw that ball. Must have been some kind of timing play, maybe like where he lifts his leg up and the third baseman's supposed to break.
Pitch called strike on the inside corner. McClure didn't like that call. It's 2-2. And there's a shot up the middle, base hit. So back-to-back singles. That, I believe, is the first base hit that left the infield for
Prairieville. No, Schramm hit that ball down the left field,
yeah, he had
right
a double.
field line.
He had a double just now. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. I was in the previous inning. So this is a double, a single, and a single. 2 runs are already in, and McClure at first. And now Rivera, nobody out, possibly in a bunting situation.
We have a pinch runner for McClure there at first.
Yeah, that is correct.
See if we can get a number.
I believe it's in the 20s. And the pop-up.
Oh, nice play.
That's a double play.
Play
so the fly to second, good play by Braxton.
Great play by Tone Play, bouncing from behind that dish right there. Gosh, you love that as a pitcher. You see that from your catcher.
2 outs from danger to 2 outs. I guess we don't have to worry about that runner anymore and figure out who that is.
You had Guidry breathing down his neck too, charging in from third base. That's a tougher play than Tone Play made it look. Got to get the helmet off, try to locate it, still make a play on it.
That's huge. Keeps it a 2-run game. And you got action in both bullpens, so I'm guessing that's probably Schramm on the Prairieville side. Not sure who that is on the Santa Moss side.
Yeah, that is Cade Schramm warming up, number 7, the lefty.
Prairieville, if they weren't all in before, they're definitely all in now. Easley is the batter and the pitcher. Now is in a position to get the win. 2-1, 5-3 Prairieville, 2 unearned runs. Count 3-1. Morris doubled. Sanchez got a bunt single. Then you had the error. That was a strike called. Easily thought ball 4. It's a good pitch. And that's ball 4. Did not go around. Good check.
Now batting, number 13.
Easily working the count again. Another walk.
He's 0 for 1 with 3 walks. So he's got a 0 batting average for today, but he's got a 750 on base percentage. Just one of those stats. And now Just Claire 0 for 3.
And 21 walks on the season. Came in with 18.
I'd call that a successful day, even though you're 0 for 1. Strike called. Low throw back to first. Safe. 1-1, 2 outs. Easily at first. 2 runs are in on a 2-base error by the pitcher. On a pickoff attempt at third when the third baseman didn't get back to the bag.
Ooh, good pitch.
That's a nice one. 1-2. He's consistently called that on those right-handed hitters. There were a couple on the Santa Moss side. Now you got one on the Prairieville
That's
side.
a great pitch. That's a great location for a breaking ball. So easy for a hitter to give up on that.
Runners going, and trying to find the hole, but that ball just not hard enough.
Ooh.
He had the right idea,
Yes,
but
he
just
did.
could not get enough juice on it. And so he grounds out Tomplay to Moody 4-3. You got 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left, and it's 5-3. Prairieville with the lead as we go to the middle of the 6th inning. And lots of stuff left to go on our REV schedule here.
Yeah, we just got one more scheduled game. It'll be on the 14th of April. It's Dutchtown at Santa Mall softball. Everything else is going to kind of be TBD, to be determined.
Yes.
Pending playoff schedules that we'll get in the not too far away. But,
Right.
softball obviously it'll be, before, but baseball still got a week left. So once we find out what we got going on there, we will let you know what games we will be doing.
Right. Right now, it looks like on the softball side, Santa Maw and Dutchtown will get 2 home games if they can win. And actually Santa Maw is probably going to get a bye in the first round. Dutchtown is close to a bye.
Okay.
East Ascension will likely host a first round game. And then that would mean that if Santa Maw and Dutchtown can get the byes, they would host a second round game for sure. Right now, I believe Santa Maw's at 3, and so they would probably get a quarterfinal game at least as well.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
In this case, right now there may not be a home first round game if Dutchtown can keep that 8 seed, but we'd have lots of softball games. So we'll see. And now you've got Miette, Tomplay, and Tomplay coming up. Or is that actually it should be, that is correct. It is Miette. Okay, so Frederick was out on the fielder's choice. That's right.
Yep. Miette, Tomplay.
Yep, Miette, Tomplay, and Tomplay. Easily in relief. Probably got a short leash.
Well, we saw Schramm down there warming up. He's back at first base.
Yep. If you get a base runner, you may see.
I'd say 2 base runners probably.
It's a 2-run lead, so you might be right. Strike called. Now, at the plate, we know that Easley is clutch. You have to see if he's clutch on the mound.
Well, he's kept his team in the game since he's come in.
Well hit ball, maybe about to drop, but just Claire makes
out of
a
nowhere
diving catch.
Right fielder Ashton Rivera right there. You had the second baseman Brendan Buckner going back, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Luke Gisclair with a head first dive.
Yeah, I thought that maybe that ball was going to fall. Initially, I thought it was a much better hit, but that ball just died out there in short right center. And Gisclair was probably the last person I thought that would make the play, but he does. Now Braxton Tomplay.
No, I think we have a pinch hitter here, maybe.
Tomplay struck out twice. 38.
Brock Kuntz.
So that's 38, Kuntz. So Kuntz comes in for Tomplay. Good eye, Mike, as Tomplay is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Kuntz takes a strike. 1 out, 2 unearned runs in the top of the 6th for Prairieville. They lead 5-3. 1-1.
Can probably see this matchup a few more times in the next couple of years.
Yep.
Easley, Kuntz, both sophomores.
Low. 2-1. Two and 1 out. Easily outside. He's missed outside several times.
Yeah, that front side fly open just a hair. Trying a little bit too hard to throw it over there instead of just kind of driving it there with your front shoulder and finish the pitch.
Top of the lineup is on deck, and they're going to get their chance because there's a walk. So with one out, it's a walk. Tomplay is going to come to the plate. Bravada is going to talk about it because there's obviously going to be. He was headed back to the dugout. Now Kuntz may have to stay. Tomplay is at the plate, who singled his last at bat.
Their catcher, pinch hit for a catcher.
So
can you courtesy run for him then? If he comes in the game.
Yeah, there's a debate right now. Bravada coming back, discussing it. Looks like we're going to have a runner.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, different one.
Yeah, they were going to bring Tomplay to run. Now they're not. That's number 10.
Cooper Babin.
So Cooper Babin is going to go to first. Now Coach Cowan is going to check and make sure that they got the rules correct. And he probably wants to know who's going to be catching when we get to the 7th inning.
Yep.
So we have a lengthy discussion. Now Tomplay's at first. Bravada is going to go back and just make sure they got it right. It looks like Cowan's satisfied.
Number 24, Cooper Tomplay.
So Tomplay at first, Tomplay at the plate.
At first base, number 10, Cooper Babin.
Babin at first.
Yeah, Babin at first.
Yeah, I was thinking they initially had brought Tomplay to go back to run, and now Tomplay's back in the dugout, and Babin is at first. And I'm certain of that. Now Cooper Babin, he's got a couple of stolen bases, but he's faster than the catcher. Fouled away. Was wondering if that delay was going to cool off easily a little bit. It is a cool night. Comes back with a strike. Tying run is at the plate. And a ground ball to second through Buckner. And the runner is going to go to third. And the shortstop cannot hold on to it, so there's no throw. And there's a clean single just through the glove of Buckner.
For number 11, Landon.
The ball was hit hard right there.
Yeah, that was a hot shot.
Got under the glove of Buckner there.
If he would have gotten a hold of it, that would have gotten him out the inning most probably, because that was just a hot shot. Likely double play ball.
Yeah, could have been an easy double play ball right there if it hit a little bit more towards Buckner.
Yeah. I'm going to call that a single. The Santa Monica scorekeepers have ruled it a single. Now you got the go-ahead run at the plate. Middle infield playing at medium depth. Strike called. If this run scores, Prairieville would still have the lead. And it's popped up. And we'll see. Looks like the second baseman Buckner has it and makes the play. So Blanchard pops up to second for the second out. Big out right there.
Huge out right there. Huge out for the Hurricanes. Well, Blanchard was trying to get something probably a little up in the zone, get it out to the outfield, at least push that run across from third. Just couldn't get it out there quite far enough.
2 on, and breaking ball, great job by Gautreaux keeping that in front of him. Now you got Parker Guidry. He's got a couple of singles and a strikeout. Single would get it to 5-4. Ooh. We get it to a one-run game. Like I said earlier, Schramm is probably going to be the next pitcher if they need him. Fouled away. 2-1.
Yeah, we saw him getting a couple tosses down there in the bullpen. That way, at least if he does have to come in, he's not super cold. Although he might be now. He's been standing at first base.
Yep.
Probably cooled off a little bit.
3-1. This has been a fun one. Prairieville took the 2-0 lead. Then Santa Maria got a 3-2 lead in the fourth. Then Prairieville tied it. Now they've got 2 unearned runs in the sixth. They lead 5-3. Sixth inning not over yet. Outside. Now the bases are loaded for Easton Humphrey. Don't want that to happen.
And the bases now, slap full of Gators for number 3, Easton Humphrey.
And now this is going to be one of the most critical at-bats of the year. Can Prairieville get to the seventh inning with a lead, or will Santa Maria tie it, or get within a run? Lots of options. Three men on base, 2 outs. 2-run lead for the Canes. Pitch outside. A walk would cut it to 5-4.
Not a bad pitch right there. Just missed a little bit off.
One-oh. Strike called. That looked a little inside. One. And that's popped up. And the right fielder coming in. And Rivera makes the play for the third out as you get no runs and you leave 3 Gators stranded. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. We go to the 7th, and it's 5-3 Prairieville. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Haley Leindecker with Action Therapy and Wellness in Gonzales, and I'm here to show you simple exercises to improve shoulder strength and thoracic mobility for all athletes. Resisted external rotation will strengthen your rotator cuff. Stand tall with your arms straight out and the elbow bent at 90 degrees. Keeping your elbow in place, rotate your arm outward against the resistance. For internal rotation, set up the same 90-90 arm position, but with the resistance anchored on the same side. Rotate your arm inward, bringing your hand towards the ground while keeping your elbow fixed. This is called open books and half kneeling. The resistance band is held forward with both hands. Rotate your upper body open to the side, pulling the band across while keeping your lower body stable. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
We're back, and Prairieville goes into the 7th with a 2-run lead, and they're going to try to get more here in the top of the inning, as you're going to see 3, 4, 5. Grant Gautreaux, Ethan Pugh, Colton Morris. They're going to face Nick Frederick. Frederick is in his 4th inning of work, came in the 4th inning to relieve Villeneuve.
Number 23.
Actually has thrown the ball really well.
Yes.
I mean, the failed attempt, the pickoff attempt to third, which, that resulted in 2 runs, and then the first 3 runs he came in with bases loaded, no outs. Actually made a couple good pitches.
Yes. He's done a good job. He's kept the Gators within striking distance. Five to 3. It's going to be a fun 7th inning. There's a bouncer foul. Gautreaux has been quiet today. He was not quiet on Saturday, but he is 0 for 3 today. And that hit him. So he gets his first time on base.
That was a spine shot right there, I think. Let's take a look. Oh, no, just a little bit back of shoulder. Yeah.
Now batting number 2, Ethan Pugh.
Looked a little bit.
And running for the Hurricanes at first base is number 6, Stanton Del Passe.
So Del Pass will get on base as the
courtesy runner.
And Frederick steps away.
I think Pugh might be bunting here. Trying to pick up a little insurance run.
Perhaps.
Move Della Pass to second and get him in scoring position. Nope.
Swings away. It is the cleanup hitter, but a 3-run lead would make things a lot more comfortable. That was Sanchez getting the balls back to the umpire. Every time he pitches against an Ascension Parish team, it goes to extra innings. Just put that in the back of your head. That's popped. Will there be a play? No. 0-2. So Gautreaux was hit. That was a second hit batsman for Frederick tonight. Del Pass at first. Good lead. Now steps back a little bit.
Ooh.
Beautiful pitch.
Good breaking ball right there.
Frederick with his strikeout, now number 1 for the Gators.
So that is a big out for Frederick and the Santa Maria Gators. Colton Morris now comes to the plate.
Now
he has a single. He has scored.
Colton Morris, number 3.
Last time we did a Prairieville game against East Ascension, he hit one a mile that hit off the top of the wall.
Yeah, he did.
He was batting in the 9 spot that night. He's now in the 5 spot, probably appropriately, as he's jumped way up the batting order. 0-1. He also had the 2 RBI single that preceded Jacob Easley's game winner. He was the winning run on the Easley single. Safe back at first. That's a nice pitch. 0-2.
It's been a really effective pitch for him, that breaking ball when he keeps that front side closed. Really paying attention to runner there at first base.
Yeah, he's got a decent lead.
Trying to keep him out of scoring position.
Del Pass has a couple of stolen bases. Bouncer to short, throw to second, throw to first, safe at first. So it's 6-4, Force at second, and then fielder's choice for Morris.
Round number 2.
So Morris is now the runner,
number 7,
and Schramm will come to the plate. First baseman has probably the cleanest hit, nicest hit ball for the Hurricanes, that double to the gap that started the 2-run rally.
I got that ball down and in. Just dropped the head.
And tries to hit that opposite field, but it's going to be caught by Andon Miet for the 3rd out. And so we got no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. So now we go to the bottom of the 7th. Santa Maria needs 2 to tie and 3 to win. And let's look at our upcoming baseball schedule, which is
nothing.
TBA.
TBA. Not sure what's going to happen yet. We talked about it earlier. Got a week left before we're going to see any kind of results in these PowerPoints and rankings and stuff like that. So we will keep you posted on when we will be airing these games.
We know where we're going to be. We just don't know when we're going to be there.
Correct.
Because Dutchtown is going to get a home playoff series. If they stay at 8, then they don't get a first-round series. They get a first-round bye. Now, if they drop a spot or two, then they'll get a first-round series. And it might be against one of these teams. Who knows? That would be beautiful if that would happen.
Yeah.
But the thing about Dutchtown's remaining schedule, they have Live Oak. And so they could be looking at 2 losses right there. But the thing about it is if they did lose 2 to Live Oak or split with Live Oak, you're going to get enough power points with losses because they've got 20-something wins anyway. So they would not hurt that badly with a loss or 2 against Live Oak.
And we see that often. A lot of times the first round, we will see 2 Ascension Parish teams. We've seen that multiple times since we've been doing these broadcasts.
Yep.
They meet each other in the first round of the playoffs or second.
Now, Easley's still in. And he throws a strike to Connor Darr. It's 5-6-7 for the Gators. Darr, Moody, Frederick. And there's a fly to right. And Rivera makes the play. And 2 outs away for the Canes.
Number 22, Jace.
Now Jace Moody comes to the plate. He is singled, walked, and struck out. Again, we've talked about this all night. Can't say it enough. Big playoff implications. If Prairieville can win this game, they will likely move into the top 24. They're at 25 right now. Sandoval, if they can come back and win, would have to feel much better about their playoff chances. Batter called timeout.
Sandoval with a better chance to gain probably some more power points with 2 games left against Denham.
Yes.
They could sweep those 2 games.
Yes, nothing has been determined yet, but the winner has the easier road for sure. Fouled away. 1-2. Easley came in the first. In the fourth with nobody out. He's in line to get the win and a hit. Breaking ball on a 1-2 pitch.
Headbutt. That's exactly. You gotta. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything bad here, but you gotta love that from Moody right there. Look, you need base runners.
Mm-hmm.
This is a veteran player. He knows he needs to get on base. He sees that curveball right there. He's not budging. I'm just gonna headbutt this. I'm gonna find my way on the base any way I can. I love that.
And now you're gonna get a runner. That's gonna be 21. And so let's check that out. 27. Carter Stevens.
Running for the Gators at first base, number 27, Carter Stevens.
Frederick, the pitcher of record right now at the plate, represents the tying run. Prairieville is always going to make things interesting. That's what a young team learning how to win does. Ball. If they go to the bullpen, it's going to be Schramm, who is in at first base right now. Which will probably put Easley back at second. He's not giving him that outside corner right now for sure. Same spot. And there's a bouncer foul. 2-1 count. The two pitchers of record at this moment are locked in a duel. Pitcher and hitter. Outside, 3-1.
Otro had to reach all the way out there to get that one.
I think every batter he's faced, he's thrown one in that vicinity. At least once. Bouncer to McClure, goes to second, goes to first, and it's going to be safe, and the ball gets away from Schramm, but the runner stays at first on the fielder's choice. So it's going to be 5-4 for the Force, and Frederick is at first, and Miette is the last chance for the Santa Maria Gators to avoid a sweep.
Yep. One more time, let's go over the seniors for the Santa Maria Gators. Jace Reddix, Easton Humphrey, Braxton Tomplay, Rhett Martin, Hayden Villar, Evan Williams, Carr Villeneuve, Jace Moody, Nick Frederick, Connor Darr, Dakota Jarrow, Braxton Billingsley, and Bailey Stafford on senior night.
All honored earlier. And, of course, you can go back and watch this at any point on YouTube. And it'll be replayed on the REV as well. There's a deep fly ball to right. Rivera's getting to it, and he makes the catch, and Prairieville sweeps Santa Maria and gets a big, big win that has big, big playoff implications. They defeat the Santa Maria Gators by a score of 5-3. That ball was crushed.
That ball was smoked. Man, that's it. I mean, 5 more feet, that ball's at least off the top of the wall, right? And that puts one run across the board and then another run in scoring position. But Rivera over there right up against the wall to make that grab for the last out.
And so Prairieville gets the win, and their playoff hopes are still alive. Santa Maria is still in good shape if they can get a win or two against Denham Springs in their final series. As you see Coach Cowan having a little bit of fun out there with his boys. Big win for Prairieville. Santa Maria will get a chance to improve their playoff seeding in this upcoming week. Prairieville is done with their district, so they got to hope for some non-district wins to keep them in that playoff hunt, Mike.
Yeah, well, Prairieville, I mean, you got to think they kind of did their job these last 2 games, right? To kind of 2 I don't want to say must win, but, really need to win games. And they did just that against Santa Maria, right? So they're going to pick up some more points. Now they just got to go kind of finish business with the 3 games outside of the district schedule.
And so we are just about done with our baseball schedule. As you saw, playoffs, definitely Dutchtown will be involved in a home series. That's going to be our next baseball broadcast. Now we have softball coming up as well. We got lots of softball action and lots of playoffs, as you see. Dutchtown at Santa Maria on Monday for softball, and then you got the playoffs on both sides, and you got probably Dutchtown, East Ascension, and Santa Maria with softball home games coming up. So lots of stuff to cover out here, Mike, and we'll definitely see you for the playoffs for sure, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Thanks to Mike. Thanks to Andre. Thanks to Lyle, our producer. And then we've got all of our camera operators. We've got Zane, we got Priya, and we got Courtney. Thanks to everybody who made this broadcast a success tonight. Our final score, Prairieville 5, Santa Maria 3. You have been watching the REV Game of the Week.